Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Bryce. I'm here with Susquehanna Valley High School here in Concord, New York. There's my email address. We're doing Part B. We're in Unit 6, pages 41 to 44. In fact, we're on page 42 today because this is Part B. We're in Lesson 11. We're dealing with loci. No, not locus. It's locus. The algebra for finding the equation of a parabola is based on its focus, that's a point, and its directrix, a line. It can be challenging, but I know you know all of it from the previous work you've done. Just be very careful where you step. Sketch a diagram of the parabola below and identify its turning point. Okay, here we want to consider a parabola whose focus point is 0, 7. So let's see. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is its focus right there. Directrix is the line y equals 3. There's the directrix. There's the point. Now, what do we know? I know for a fact that every point on the parabola is equidistant from the focus and the directrix. So there has to be a point right between these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 2 is half of 4. There has to be a point right there. Now, all the other points have to be equal distance from the focus and the directrix. So the parabola is going to be going like this. How do I know it's going up? Because if it went down, then there'd be a point right here, which is 0 away from the directrix, but it is some distance away from the focus. So let me sketch the parabola. Now we have to find the equation of that parabola. Now let's remember something. The turning point is on the parabola. The focus and directrix are equal distance to all points on the parabola. I know that I can use the distance formula to find the equation of the parabola. Let's pick any point on the parabola, random point. So here's the random point. What do I know? I know that if I take the distance from the parabola, that point, and go to the focus, it has to be exactly the same distance as that from the point to the directrix. The point to the focus has to be the same as the point to the directrix. Okay. Do I know how far that is? I don't know how far that is right now. But I do know that that distance is y, because that's the height y. So this is y. This whole thing is y. And this part is 3. So if we have 3 and we have y, let me see, what is this green line? Green line, I said. What's this green dotted line going to be right there? Oh, it's going to be all of it minus the part, y minus 3. So this distance is going to be y minus 3. Got it? So basically what we're going to be doing here on the left-hand side of the equation is taking y and then the directrix, y minus the distance of the directrix from the x-axis, y minus 3. Now let's solve it by squaring both sides. Y minus 3 squared is y squared minus 6y plus 9. And the other side is just, oh, I forgot to put in the point. So let's put in the point. X minus x1. What's the point? The point is 0, 7. So x1 is 0 squared plus y minus y1 is positive 7 squared. Now when I square these, I get y squared minus 6y plus 9 equals x squared plus y squared minus 14y plus 49. Let's combine like terms. Get rid of the y squareds. Move the 14y to both sides. Why? Because I want the y's on one side. I want the x's and the constants on the other side. So I'm left with 8y. I'm going to subtract 9 at the same time. I'm running out of room. That's why I'm doing it at the same time. Equals x squared plus 40. Divide everything by 8. Y equals 1/8 x squared plus 5. And right there is the equation of this specific parabola. You go back up, you read the question, sketch the diagram of the parabola below, identifying its turning point. I have not identified its turning point yet. There it is. The turning point is 0, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Determine the equation of the parabola using the locus definition. Did it. Now let's look at the next problem. Okay, so why is this question a little bit more difficult? Well, because the focus point, we have a number in for the x value. It wasn't a 0. The other ones we had a 0 in for the x value. And we have a horizontal line for the directrix, y equals -3. So it says first draw a diagram that shows the parabola. What do I know here? I know that the focus point is 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1. There's the focus. And then the directrix is y equals -3. -1, -2, -3. Draw a horizontal line there. Now again, remember that this distance, the midpoint of that is going to be the turning point. So how far is that? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now half of that is 1, 2, right there. -1, that's the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, -1. The parabola is going to have a nice little bowl. And it's just a sketch. Determine the equation of the parabola whose focus point is that. Okay, let me see. We know that we're going to use distance equals the square root of x minus x1 squared plus y minus y1 squared. Okay, now this is going to be y minus this distance, -3. Because the equation is y equals -3. Equals square root, put on your thinking caps, x minus x1, we're using the focus point 4 squared plus y minus y1. Thinking cap, using the focus point 1 squared. So this is just y plus 3. We're going to get rid of the square root by squaring both sides. Equals x minus 4 squared plus y minus 1 squared. Now you know that I've been saying this is just x squared minus 8x plus 16. The other one is y minus 2y plus 1. Do you see what I'm doing here? So watch this, grasshopper. Get it? Watch this, grasshopper. Anyway, you don't understand locus, grasshopper student, kung fu. Here we go. X minus b squared is x minus b times x minus b. X squared minus xb minus xb plus b squared. That turns into 2xb plus b squared. So I can just use this, do some mental factoring, distributing, and we get it. Y minus 6y plus 9. Sorry, that would be plus 6y. Just so used to those being minuses. Here, x squared. Did I put that as a squared? Minus 8x plus 16 plus y squared minus 2y plus 1. And as we see, when we start to combine like terms, the y squareds go away. When I add 9, first of all, I'm going to combine these two to get 17. So I have 6y plus 9 equals x squared minus 8x plus 17 minus 2y. Let's add the 2y and let's subtract 9 at the same time. 8y equals x squared minus 8x plus 8. Divide everything by 8. Divide everything by 8. And I am left with y equals 1/8 x squared minus 1x plus 1. Bazinga. Okay, now we should be able to finish page 43 and 44 if we haven't already. If you have questions, make sure you ask me in class. Drop me an email if you're not in my class. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of Unit 6. I'll see you later. This is Mr. Bryce, signing out.